That's 10 years, 6 years plus 4 years. Ha, I hear me. Wow. Please be wise. If you have siblings, family members, brothers, sisters that are planning to come to Ukraine, if you have better opportunity, tell them not to try it. This is just the reality of life. I am currently in my 6th year and I have made a lot of researches.
You got it all going on with your body. You got it all, baby.
Beautiful people, it's your girl again with another video for you to enlighten you. I know it's a very controversial topic. But, I'm here for you to give you all the gist to help you, guide you through your life, and with tips that have helped me and learning from mistakes that I've made so you don't make the same mistake. With that being said, if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed to my channel, what did I do to offend you? Please click on that red button. He's not expensive. He's not even costing you money. Just click on the red button, subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment down below. It's not hard. Please, before we continue, make sure you do that. 1 minute. Alright, now that you have subscribed, as we go along, you comment in the comment section that you like this video. God bless you as you do so. Now, getting right into the video. Yes, I can see by the title of the video, you already know that. What is this girl saying? What the hell are you talking about? Well. Coming to study medicine in Ukraine. It's a big disadvantage for you as a medical student, especially if you're coming from Africa. Hear me. Don't bite me. No, don't bite my head off. This is just the reality of life. I am currently in my 6th year and I have made a lot of researches and I have learned so many things that I wish I knew before I came here. Made some new discoveries that I wish someone had told me and given me tips or advices as regards this part. And so I wouldn't have, made some decisions or taken some paths that I took coming to this stage. Not that I regret anything, I just wish I knew better. You get me? You feel me? That go. So, coming to Ukraine to study medicine, is not a problem at all because my years so far, I have enjoyed it. I mean, we could have had better, but we could have paid more. So, the number one reason most people choose to come to Ukraine to study medicine is the price. It is very, very cheap. Currently, my tuition is $4,100. This is something you will not get anywhere in Europe. I bet you. Go and make your research and come back and argue with me. Nowhere in Europe would you get school that cheap. So that is always the juicy part that attracts people to come to this country, especially when you've been trying to get into medicine in your country, whether in Europe or diaspora, and you're not being able to enter the system. This is first choice. But then again, there are perks to this. After medical school, first of all, in my own country, Nigeria, if you're going back to Nigeria, you have to write the MDCN. I just made a recent discovery that those who study in China don't have to write this licensing exam that we as medical students from Ukraine write. Yeah, that was a huge one for me too. I was like, wait, what? Is their school fees cheaper or what? And then I realized that actually the highest they pay is $5,000, which is not much of a difference compared to what I pay here, because plus accommodation and everything. And I'm sure like back in China you could also walk, and in Ukraine you cannot walk. And I'm like, are you kidding? And I'm sure there are so many other countries like this with such benefits. Now, there is a big deal about the MDCN because every year it gets difficult and more difficult for the students to pass, especially students that come from abroad to Nigeria to pass this exam. And I'm sure that applies for Ghana and for Sierra Leone. I don't know which other African country this has this problem as well, but like every year the exam is getting harder, and in some cases you have to bribe some people in authority to be able to find your way, and in some cases even when you bribe them you still don't pass, and the amount of money they tell you that you bribe with is about 500,000 naira, which is ridiculous, honey. That is ridiculous. for just passing an exam. That's about $1,000 or thereabout. And I hear in Ghana you can pay up to $5,000 to bribe these authorities, and in which case sometimes you will not even pass this exam, which is ridiculous, guys. Like, after suffering 6 years, paying school fees, study time and everything, and then somebody will go and pay 500,000 to get a slot to pass this exam, and me that now come and read with my own head, I will not pass the exam because I did not have 500,000 naira to pay. That's huge, guys. And so I'm like, if you had studied in China and paid that extra money every year to study, first of all, better education. I'm not saying Ukraine is not good. I'm just saying there is better, and China could be better for you. And then secondly, you don't go back to struggle with those that graduate from Ukraine, which is us, to study MDCN. You just go straight into the system and start your internship. That is the number one reason. In fact, that is the main reason why you shouldn't come to Ukraine to study medicine. If your parents have that extra $900 to add, because I hear that some schools in China actually collect less than $5,000. I don't really know about that. And then after this, going to Europe, if you decide that you don't want to go back to Africa and you want to go to Europe to study, Ukraine is not in the EU, it's not in EAU, it's not in, what else is it not in? It's AAU. There are so many bodies that like have advantages as to getting admission to further your education or work abroad. Ukraine doesn't have that advantage. If you want to do masters in either Europe or in America, your school fees is ridiculous. You're paying masters for 1 year, you're talking about like $10,000 and above. That is if you're picked. Meanwhile, someone who schooled in an EU country or EAU country or EA country, someone that schools in such countries under these bodies that I just mentioned, they have the advantage of getting less tuition, about half or almost half the price of what you would pay. If you would pay $10,000 or 10,000 euros, they will be paying 5,000 or 6,000 euros, which I think is a huge amount. 4,000 extra is a lot. So like, there is that one that you don't have the advantage. China, and I'm not even trying to promote China or anything here. I'm just saying based on the information that I know now, like a strong information from a very strong source that I know about. That's why I'm making reference to China. I'm sure there are other countries that had these advantages as well. But there is that advantage of also going to other countries directly and working into their system. Because Ukraine's system is still like under, even though now they are upgrading, which is the great news about it, now they want to start working with the EU system. For those that are EU citizens or American citizens that come to Ukraine to study medicine, I feel like they are at huge advantage because they don't have to deal with student loan, which is ridiculous in Europe and in America, because like people graduate and have to pay huge amounts of money over the time of their life while they are working. So like all their money, their salary or whatever is not for them. They have to be remitting a certain amount every month to the school from their salary, which is, well, at the end of the day, you're not enjoying the full benefits of what you got. So those that are coming from Europe and America to come and study medicine in Ukraine are at huge advantage. Honestly, the advantage is limitless. They just go back into the system, write one exam. They have advantage. If you studied in Europe, if you're a European or you studied in a European school, you have the advantage of getting, discounts on school fees when you want to further after med school. But if you're coming from Nigeria, Africa, to study medicine here, our advantages, we are limited. We already know that our passports are limited. So our country is making it hard for us to enter the system. Europe doesn't want us to come. Not like they don't want us to come, but like they make it so difficult for us because they first consider their citizens, then those that studied in their country, those foreigners that studied in their country, before they consider us. So you imagine how many slots foreigners that studied outside of these countries get in the system. this much exactly. So like it's so hard for you. So at the end of the day, graduating from med school, 6 years, the hustle, the toil, late nights, the spending, the money, everything. What is it for? Is it even worth it? So my point is, coming to Ukraine, the standard of living is very affordable. Everything is nice and cool. But what's next? After school, what is your chance of survival in the medical sector, both in Africa and diaspora? What are your chances? If you have the opportunity to get better, then go for it. More if your finances limit you to just Ukraine, or if your finances allow you to only access Ukraine, then so be it. Ukraine is actually a great country, and I couldn't be more grateful to be here for the exposure and for the kind of knowledge I have gained so far, both in medical sector and out of medicine. But if you must, or if you have the means, go to either Canada, the US, UK, Ireland, China, like I was saying. Go to any other country that you can find an affordable course and deal with it. Stop coming to Ukraine and Russia to study. You're limited. You're limited when you come to these countries. There are so many exams you need to write, yes. MDCN for Nigeria. After MDCN, we do internship, that's house job. After house job, you go for your youth service. This is 3 years after med school, trying to prepare and write the MDCN exam, because it's written twice in a year. It all depends on how prepared you are. And if you're going straight from Ukraine without any knowledge about Nigerian health system, then you need more than 6 months to prepare for the exam, and then write this exam, and then hopefully you pass this exam. Because if God forbid you don't pass the exam, you have to take the exam again, which is 1 extra year, which is 4 years after med school, and you're still not a medical doctor. So that's 10 years, 6 years plus 4 years. Wow. May that not be our portion in the name of Jesus. Please be wise. If you have siblings, family members, brothers, sisters that are planning to come to Ukraine, if you have better opportunity, tell them not to try it. Especially if you're coming from Nigeria. Honestly, honest to God, try it. Very strong thing in my heart, and that's why I'm shooting this video, to inform you guys, not just for content, but I really want as much people to know about this. There is the cheap parts. Economy is not bad, and then there is a huge language barrier. Yeah, it is real. I'm able to survive because I really don't mind the language barrier in Ukraine and everything. But there are people that cannot really survive this language barrier, and it really affects them both psychologically and academically. So consider all these things before choosing to come to Ukraine or go to any country that doesn't speak English, on the note of language barrier. But on the note of finances or opportunities you have after med school, honey, if you have the opportunity, go for any country other than Ukraine. Trust me, you wouldn't regret it. But coming to Ukraine, you might have your doubts and wish otherwise. Because right now, I actually wish I knew about China. The result, like if we knew the aftermath after med school, everybody then was just thinking about go to med school, you go admission, great, it's 6 years, no strike, straight 6 years, you graduate, you become a medical doctor. But after you get your MBBS, what's next? Think about this. Jot things down. Jot things down, guys. This is some real shit I'm giving out here. Don't mess this opportunity up. Share this video to everyone that you know needs this video, even those that you don't think need them. They might have siblings that are planning to come to Ukraine. So if they have other chances, opportunities to explore, please consider those. Ask your agents if you're going through agents. Make your inquiries. Go online. Make all these researches. We are in the 21st century. We're in the computer age. Everything is online. Go online. Make your researches. And best believe you'll thank me later for this video. So till my next video, stay enlightened. Stay uplifted. Stay moving. It's your girl, Winnie Duck, signing out. Peace out.